Did I really forget to paint my nails again? Oh my Lanta. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I am doing the It's Finally Fall book tag. So it's finally in my mind pumpkin season, the scent of pumpkin, the taste of pumpkin. Everyone wants to look like a pumpkin. It's a freaking cult, I tell you. As with every typical book tag, this one is just as basic. It consists of 10 bookish questions, but coordinating with fall. So let's begin. Sorry, I had to. Number 1, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book that has a very vivid setting. So for this one, I am absolutely going with Cinnamon Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. This is an extraordinary fantasy story, one that I have never read before. It has some steampunk spices to it, and it also has a very character-driven tale. I think the best part about this story is its world building. It's incredibly expansive and beautiful, and also ruthless and mean and terrifying. It basically follows a man named Thomas, and he is on his honeymoon with his new bride, and they end up going to the Tower of Babel, and they end up getting separated, and he has to search for her within the tower. Honestly, the tower itself that our main character is trying desperately to climb felt like a character on its own. Each ringdom has its peculiar and very imaginative world with its own rulers and aims and characters. The lowest for misery and crime, and the higher you get, the more nobility is very prominent in, like, with entertainment and whatnot, but also some very scary things happen. So this one is absolutely perfect for this prompt. Number 2, totally felt kawaii doing that. Nature is beautiful but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written but also deals with a lot of grief and loss. For this one, I am most certainly going with The Dollmaker of Kharkov by R.M. Romero. I picked this book for this one because it involves a very meaningful tale of the horrors of World War II, and with that comes a story of loss, but it also tells of hope and love. It is a middle grade story, so that means the writing is just a little bit simplified, but I still found it so captivating. The author touches on a very serious subject in a gentle way. The characters are very easy to get attached to, especially the main character that we're following, Carolina, and when she meets the Jewish family. Some advice though, do not read this in public. Just don't do it. Here's why, and it's a quote. "No one is ever really lost as long as their story still exists." That's all you get. Number 3, fall is a back-to-school session. Bleh. Name a non-fiction book that has taught you something. Non-fiction? What the hell does that even mean? I'm just kidding. I obviously do not read non-fiction, but I did find a book from my past, and that is a drawing book, and that is a Fantasy Fashion Art Studio by Meredith Dillman. So for those of you who don't know, I actually have an art channel that is extremely close to hitting 12,000 subscribers, which is absolutely insane, but I actually stopped uploading there for quite some time, which I feel so bad about, and I do hope to get back into that channel, but I definitely used this a lot to teach myself how to draw, like, fantasy outfits and whatnot. The link to my art channel is down below, by the way. I'm sure quite a few of you have found me there and then came to my book channel, which I love you so much for doing that. I own a few art books, and this is one of them. Probably my favorite one, actually. It's really pretty and really useful. Number 4, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend time with people that you love. Name a fictional group or fictional family that you would like to be a part of. I have to go with Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames, or Eames. I've heard so many people say both names, Eames and Eames. I like Eames. It just sounds super special. This one is actually a really weird one to choose. Okay, let me explain. So the story involves a huge array of bands of mercenaries who go on quests and fight monsters and get money by doing that, and they're kind of in a competition with each other, and there's really famous ones and there's really bad ones. But in the story we follow a band of men who are called Saga, and I wouldn't necessarily like to be a part of their group because, let's be honest, I definitely wouldn't be able to fit in and I probably wouldn't be able to keep up, but I think it would be so cool to be in like my own band within this world. I think that would be so fun. I'm currently reading Bloody Rose, the second book to this, and I would probably fit better in that group instead. Number 5. The colorful leaves are piling up on the ground and probably full of spiders. Show us a pile of fall colored spines. I can do that. You. Okay, I think this is pretty fall-like. So I have The Lies of Locke Lamore by Scott Lynch, and then I have The Battle Mage by Tran Matharu, The Tethered Mage by Melissa Caruso, The Grey Bastards by Jonathan French, and The Master Himself, The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I think that looks like a pretty nice fall pile. Now I gotta put these back. Fuck it, I'm just gonna put it right here. Number 6, fall is the perfect time for storytelling by the fireside. Name a book that has someone telling a story. Oh, I got the perfect one for this. So I'm gonna go with Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. I just spat a little, I'm sorry. I actually just recently finished this for the very first time, and my god was I missing a part of my life, which by the way is now fulfilled. This book is so perfect for this prompt because the main character is actually telling his life story to a chronicler. I hate saying that word. Chronicler? Chronicler. On how he became this very famous and very powerful, well, everything, but mostly wizard. But it's so engaging and the world is so expansive. But yeah, this isn't a wrap up. You'll be hearing more about it in my September wrap up, which should be up very soon. Let's move on before I start babbling on and on and on. Number 7 is The Nights Are Getting Darker. Name a short and creepy book. For this one, I'm going with Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendar Blake. Y'all, this book is like YA meets Amityville horror. It's not quite dick soap scary, but it has its moments. My skeptical brain was like, how bad can it really be? And then 2 nights afterward reading this, I was pretty much petrified to walk through my house at night. I would jump at the cat, at a sock laying on the floor, a fart. The story follows our main character Kaz, who is basically a ghost slayer, and he ends up finding out about the story of a very famous ghost named Anna Dressed in Blood. So obviously he has to go and investigate. This book literally gave me chill bumps. I swear while reading this, I could literally hear Anna's dress just dripping blood. That's how vivid Kendar Blake's writing is in this book, and I always forget that she has a new series, 3 Dark Crowns, which I need to read. I'm sure it's just as amazing, if not more, because it's more fantasy. But yeah, if you haven't read this, I'd highly recommend it. What number am I on again? Oh, number 8, The Days Are Getting Colder. Name a short and heartwarming book that could warm up someone's cold and rainy day. This one is another tough one because I do not read heartwarming books. My books are normally very brutal and depressing, and a normal booktuber would typically choose a contemporary for this, but I don't read contemporary, so I have a middle grade for you. And that is Nightmares by Jason Segel and Kristen Miller. And yes, this title doesn't quite say heartwarming, but trust me, it is. So the story follows a young boy who keeps having these nightmares ever since him, his little brother, his father, and his stepmom moved into this really creepy old mansion in their town, which is very famous for being haunted. It's honestly a really cute story for kids and adults alike who are struggling to come face to face with things that terrify them. It's a great story about family and closeness, and by the end of it, your heart will be melting. Number 9, fall returns every year. Obviously. What kind of statement is that? Name an old favorite that you would like to return to soon. For this one, I am going to go with Midnight Thief by Olivia The Midnight Thief by Olivia Blackburn. I haven't talked about this one in a very long time, and I really enjoyed it when I read it a few years ago. I went into it with absolutely no expectations, and I found that I was pleasantly surprised. Wait a second. Now that I'm thinking about it, this plot sounds so freaking identical to Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. Holy crap, I'm having a moment right now. So this story follows two characters, one being Kyra, who is a skilled thief, and the second character, Tristram, who is a young knight. That sounds very familiar. And it kind of has this love-hate relationship that I tend to just gobble up for some reason. And yeah, I adored this one back then, and I think if I read it today, I would still adore it just the same. I think Mary E. Pearson ripped you off though. And number 10, the final prompt is: fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite reading accessory. Well, I can't say I don't hate my accessory. It's okay, Reesan, don't be shy. Alrighty, so that was my It's Finally Fall book tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up for me because it helps me out so much. And don't forget to follow me on all my social media. I am on Instagram at HollyHeartsBooks and on Twitter at HollyNie, so go ahead and follow me on Goodreads. The link will be down below in the description box for you. And until we meet again, happy reading. Okay, so if I hold you here, because you need to be in this thumbnail. Like, I gotta get those views. And if I can just hold this up with one hand because I'm a strong woman. Hold on, we need to back up. You're so big. Oh, wow. That sounded really bad. Ah, Reesan, I'm sorry. It's not working out for you.